very, very good at the end of the day. In this next topic, we're going to talk about when is the best time to buy a Tesla. And of course, the best time to me is when all the promotions, all the discounts, all the incentives are out. And we'll talk about what are some of those incentives that could be potentially coming back. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there. So with interest rates, some of them even as low as 2.99 to 3.7%, but definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. But let us get into this. So of course, right now, I'll give you some of the explanation of when's the best time to buy a Tesla. And the best time is pretty simply the end of every single quarter. Tesla works in quarterly fashions, in which the first and second month of the quarter, they try and ship vehicles as far from California in the factories. And so at the end of the quarter, that's when they need the sales. They want to get the units and they want to ramp up and all that stuff to try and get the delivery count by the end of the quarter. And so end of the quarter is March. We've got June, September, and of course, December. And we'll go through an example of what promotions might exactly come back because there was promotions that happened not too long ago. The first example is, of course, demo discounts and inventory discounts. This is where you can see on the screen, we've got Waiting for Tesla pulled up. Shout out to TJ and the team, because there's 167 brand new Tesla Model Ys available in the country, but right now there's 7 of them with demo discounts. And what this could be is these vehicles could have sat in the showroom or been in the test drive fleet, and they could have extra discounts on top of them. So here's a great example. This Tesla Model Y, only 57 miles on it. All these are still brand new. You'll still be the first owner as registered, and it's got a $290 discount for really essentially no reason at the end of the day. But usually at the end of the quarter, at the end of every single sales quarter, these discounts get ramped up at a pretty high level. I'm talking $2,000, $3,000, maybe even $4,000, $5,000 I've seen at the end of the quarter. But Tesla doesn't release those until the end of the quarter, and they specifically release them in pretty much hub areas where there's lots of inventory in certain locations. So if you can wait, I would always recommend trying to wait at the end of every single quarter, because that's when incentives like that are actually going to roll out. And so we put a poll out there on the channel, and this is where I asked, what incentive would you like Tesla to give you? This first one, a low subsidized interest rate, I've never really seen in the United States, but it has happened in other countries out there. But you never know. Tesla might get super creative in this next end of quarter, and so we could potentially see that. But free supercharging, you probably know exactly what that is, and that actually happened not too long ago, actually in December. So this is an article from Tesla Oracle. You can see the headline says Tesla offers 10,000 miles of free supercharging and a 7,500 discount on the Tesla Model Y and the Tesla Model 3, delivered till the 31st of December. Of course, this was a completely different time back then. Vehicles were $13,000, $10,000 more than they were now. But this goes to show that Tesla, it's in their wheelhouse to do promotions and incentives like that. So I can easily see, right now we've got free supercharging for Model 3 and Model X. And Model 3 and Model X inventory are at pretty high levels right now still. And so I could easily see Tesla bringing back free supercharging for the Model 3 and the Model Y. Maybe not such a crazy capacity like 10,000 for 2 years, maybe even like 5,000 or 3,000, just to give a little taste out there. But I could easily see that coming back in June for people to take delivery ASAP by the end of June. And now the next one is free option credit. That's like a little bit of an unknown one. What that is like if you've got an order for a white or a white-black Model Y, which is like a base one with no added extra options with the 19-inch Gemini rims. But let's say it's mid-June and there is a white-black with the induction rims or the white interior, but they want you to take delivery by the end of the month. What they'll do is they'll actually waive that option fee for you and try and see if you can take delivery ASAP. So of course, that's an unknown one. That's a little bit more case-by-case scenario with your Tesla advisor or people at the store, but that has been done before in the past and also near the end of each quarter. And the last thing, of course, course, is more discounts. That's specifically the demo inventory, the showroom inventory vehicles. And this is where we see a ramp up at the end of every quarter with $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 discounts on basically brand new vehicles at the end of the day for vehicles. So if you can wait, if you don't need a car right now, if you can be patient, I would say wait it out till June, maybe even throw in an order to lock in the price of whichever build you want. And I would say if you can do that, then that would be a very, very great time for you to buy a vehicle. But the other flip side is the Model 3. Model 3 has got a lot of inventory right now. You can see on the chart, it's really going up there. So if you can, I would say don't put an order in for a Model 3, just wait it out, because I really feel like the Tesla Model 3 standard range is going to get some sort of haircut price discounts in the near future, maybe even in the $2,000 to $3,000 range very, very soon, or maybe even free supercharging. Who knows? Because there's a couple things going against the Model 3. Of course, there's that Highland rumor refresh that's on the horizon. So there's a lot of things that could be certainly coming out, but hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you. Hopefully that makes, interesting stuff. We're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the credit unions and banks out there that I use to get the best financing rate on your Tesla. Some even as low as 2.99, but more realistically attainable 3.7%. So definitely check it out. Link down below, the Patreon link. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all Patreon member DMs or direct member messages at a certain level. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description.